All right, welcome to the Cinco de Mayo
Yes.
2025, 5th of May, 2025 BrainDrive tech update. I'm Dave Waring, and I handle the operational side of the business here.
And I'm Dave Jones, and I handle the tech stack side.
And BrainDrive, here at BrainDrive, our mission is to make it easy to build, control, and benefit from your own AI system. And we're here today to talk about the progress made towards uh, making it easy to build, control, and benefit from your own AI system. And we're early in this process right now, but we're really excited to have the beginnings of the foundation that we really feel like can be a major participant in the user-owned AI movement. So with that, I'll hand it over to Dave to take it away.
Okay. If you've been following along, of course, the last video on Friday, we did a brief overview. I want to add one thing really quick because we were talking about what this is, and I think who you are really is a defining piece of what this should be for you. Because if you're from a normal user standpoint, you don't develop an AI or anything of that nature, and you just want to use a system. And that is for one user right there. But if you're a developer and you want to develop something for AI, the first hurdle, of course, is always you have to do all the external pieces to get this to work. And this environment is supposed to, or the goal is right there to make that easier for you. You only have to focus on what you want to do, whether it's a plugin or a page. And then we've taken care of the display, we've taken care of the toolbar, we've taken care of the navigation, users logging in, so you can get right to what your goal was. And then your users can get right to what you want them to enjoy. So I
Cool.
just wanted to add to that right there. Um,
Awesome.
so let's go ahead and share my screen so we can go through the handy little list of what we did. There we go. And you can see my screen. There we go.
I can.
Okay, so a few things we noticed in our Friday test that we did. Let me get my little list that I work off of. The easy part, let's go with, I need to build a page really quick because I don't have one. So let's go to rename. Now, for the sake of this example, we're just going to throw one of these on here. I'm going to publish it. Let's make, oh, ooh, I always like when I find that. But as we were saying, one of the things that when we were talking about on Friday was moving this title up here, if you recall,
Yep.
so that this opens up. And I have a lot. I just threw the plugin or the module on there. So, but the idea is to give you the maximum space for any developer to work with for their page and not take it up with things that don't matter. Let's get back into here. So let's get, and then the second thing, the reason why I did it in this order, because we'll go ahead and drop that on there. We're going to move this around. Go to the chat history. Get done. There we go. I want to save this. And if everything works as I did in testing this weekend, we should now see the whole thing. Yes. Okay, so it automatically updated the states and stuff like that because it wasn't saving before if people have been following along since Friday. And now you can use the maximum space if possible. Uh,
Cool.
let's see. There were a few things behind the scenes that we did, mostly dealing with the publishing aspect. Um, let's see, we'll go to the saving page, renaming page, deleting page will all cause the sidebar to refresh basically. I need to move this in front of me so it looks like I'm looking forward. Let's see. One of the things error you had when you named you named your page Dave's page. We've cleaned that up. And cleaned up a few of the little errors behind the scene that crept up in that little test. We had the error, and then when we get to here,
I'm just looking
Oh,
at the
oh,
Zoom
okay.
page
Yep.
now.
I didn't mark it on the window. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. And then we go to a little profile page and refresh me. And you can change your display name if you desire. So let's go with Mr.
And
That
now, will the username when I log in be Mr. Jones
Nope,
now or
you
no?
still with the username when you log in is always by your email, not your username. This affects things like when I come to here, it'll now show me who I am, what my
Okay.
username is.
I
And then go ahead.
I would think that changing my username would change that at gmail.com.
The only thing is watch when you go to log out, it's asking for your email, not your username. Now,
Aha.
now we can change that where you can either log in with your username, you can log in with your email, or you can log in with one your choice, whichever you want to go with.
Email's fine for
Yep.
now. That makes sense. Um, Now, if I want to change the email that and again, if you can't do this yet, I understand we're early in the process. But if I want to change the email that I'm logging in with, can I do that or
Not
no?
yet. Not yet. Only because I had a mental um, conversation with my place. Do we want to allow people to change emails? Of course, because on some systems that's a no, and then on other systems, oh, it didn't like. Oh, because I'm changing too much information on it. Let me see what that didn't like. There we go. Yeah. So, but I do agree. It's like now that I'm thinking about as we're talking, um,
I might just have update just for now until we decide on what we want to do
yep,
about allowing people to change their emails or
yep.
giving them that capability in core. Maybe just change that to update display name
Okay. Yeah, because
or some
I have update username, but that can be confusing as well, depending upon
right
what type of
username.
environment.
Username for me is
Yep.
like the login, especially if it's there on a change password page,
Yep.
you know? So maybe update display name and then just have it be display name.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I'm not I mean, that's a weakly held opinion, but
Yeah, just like mine at the time when I was coding this, when I was doing this, I was like, okay, let's do the username, like because people change those like socks,
yeah,
and of course then putting the password. It was like I said on Friday, this was more of a placeholder
yeah, that's
because
fine.
yeah, because for my vision, this would be an entire plugin page or module page where somebody can just do whatever they want.
Yep. Okay, hold on one second. Let me
Yep.
just add that to the backlog. I posted the backlog on the community site as
Yep.
well, community.braindrive.ai under help build brain drive. It's pinned, and I'm gonna update it here to do with username slash display name changing. Okay.
Okay. And like I said, the only one thing that wasn't done was the page initializers. And the reason was I realized when I was doing this, when I started working on it, I was walking right into, as we discussed before, not only the ability for people to really have plugins and share plugins and modules, but also the ability for people to have pages put together and share them. So I knew this functionality was going to be used in multiple places. So I was like, pause for a minute. I want to give it some thought before I put it down into code. And hey, it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I was getting ready to code it. So it was one of those things that as soon as we're done with this, I'll wrap that up really quick.
All
Um,
right. So let me just share real quick and
yep.
bring up the backlog here. You can see my screen now.
No, hold on. I got to stop sharing probably before I can see it. There we go. Yes.
Okay. So here's the backlog. So for this week, I should probably change it to this week, but All right, look at save state because the publish and save page function isn't working properly currently. So
Clean
that's what you just showed, right?
that. Yeah, that's already been cleaned up.
Okay, can you just bring the system back up for a
Yep.
minute?
Oh, sure. There we go.
Or actually, better yet, let me do it.
Yep.
Let
You
me.
will have to create a new. Oh, hold
That's
on.
fine.
I can take it in a minute.
Yeah, just stop sharing.
Yep. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah, you'll have to create a new login. I have a new database in there.
that's fine. You can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to need a timeout really quick, probably because it's Cloudflare's little caching there.
Okay. Should I clear my cache or something?
No, you don't know. You don't have to. It'll do it on its own. It just takes whatever the timer. It has an internal timer, and then it clears it out, and then it goes right to the login screen.
Got it.
But it's like 30 seconds, I think, or something like that. It should be that. Every time I've hit it, there we go.
All right. So I'll register. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go to BrainDrive
Yep.
Studio and right. Please create a page. Oh, cool. That's a new.
Oh yeah, I forget. That was one of those things that hit my list that I cleaned up.
Okay. That was the error that we were talking about because I don't have a page
Yep.
created. So now I have new page. I can edit the name, Dave's page. Okay. And then, so this is the chat
Yep.
interface. This is the model selection, which I can move around by clicking in the upper right
Yep.
corner. This is the chat history, which I can put down here. And if I want to, I can expand each of these things out,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Cool. That's snappy.
It's getting there. I still feel there's work to be done. It was more of a priority list now.
Yeah.
It's getting livable at this stage.
Cool.
So now you have to scroll up and get to the tool, or if you're, yeah, whenever you're
Yeah. I'm
finished. However,
just, yep,
yeah.
setting my screen up. Okay. So now I am going to save the page.
Yep.
And now I should be able to go to my pages.
No, actually, you go to publish. Remember?
Publish, right. Got
Yep.
to publish it first. Okay. And here's the publish.
Yep. There you go.
It's refreshing.
Yep. And now it'll do
Here
it.
we
There you go.
go. All right. And here it is. And I can say, tell me a joke.
And you'll get the skeleton joke.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And now, if I want to go back to the page, here it is. All right. Now I'm going to switch my conversation history and my model, right?
Yep.
And now if I press save,
There you go.
I can come over here to Dave's page and yes, it worked.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
Like I said, this weekend was a lot of details, minus the page initializer just turned into a little bigger only because I started having to think ahead. because that's going to be a big thing, I think, for people sharing pages.
That's fine. Um, this was the priority list for the entire week. So, all right. So save state is done.
Yep,
Okay. And
that's cleaned up.
not naming the page from new page.
Yep.
I
Yes,
forgot what that is.
you ran into a moment when you created a new page and it was named new page and it wanted it to be renamed again.
I see.
And that was a unique name issue, and I cleaned that up already.
Okay. And I saw that because I didn't have to rename the
Yep,
page
exactly.
initially.
Yep,
Okay. All right, move page title so it is taking up less screen real estate. So it
yep,
was down here and now it's up here. That's much better. Cool. All right. And um all right, small profile page, password changes of
yep.
etc. Eventually will be a plugin so you can do your own personal flavor of it. So you just set up a small example of this, and
Yeah,
that is
yep.
here. Cool. I like it. Nice. All right. So that's that. And we've
Yep,
added to the backlog, figuring out what to do with username, display
yep,
name changing. That's fine. Okay, small. So that's this done. Loading of the first page. This is chat with your AI system as the default page on login. That's what you're still working on.
yep.
When creating a first page, if there are no pages there, it should let you know that.
You already seen that? That was a little orange uh page that or toaster that popped up.
If I delete this, will it still come up again or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Watch, because if you do, you have to go in there. Yep. Delete the page.
Are you sure you want to delete? This action cannot be done. Yep.
Now go
Okay.
ahead and now go ahead and talk. That wasn't where the error was. That was if you go to back to there you go, Studio.
Right.
Now drop a module on top of it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just try to drop a module on there. There you go.
Yes. Please create a page first before adding the modules. Yep. Okay.
And that's what
And
that
then
issue
it
was
says no
speaking about.
pages available.
Yep.
Okay. Um, I think this is what I think that was needed definitely, but I think we should also potentially have something. Just change this text
Yep. The
to say this is
instructions.
where you can view and manage your pages. Go to BrainDrive Studio to create your first page. Or click on BrainDrive Studio to create your first page or something like that. What do you think?
Yes. No, no, I agree because it better instructions throughout versus
That should
expecting
be an easy.
somebody to know.
Yep. On the or better yet, click on. Can you include a link here?
Yeah, I've already put that on my notes.
So it's just going to be a link right here.
Yeah, yep.
Perfect. Um, then it can just say visit BrainDrive Studio, which will be a link to create your first page. Okay,
Yes.
great. Cool. So this is done. All right. Okay. So we didn't even start the week barely yet, and there's already been a lot of progress.
Yeah, so once I get finished with, I'll call it those two things right there, my plan is to move into getting this on GitHub
Okay.
so that developers can start getting involved. I'm not going to worry so much on a massive cleanup scale. It'll be initially just a baby cleanup, get it on GitHub, start working on the README files so that people can install this, get it running as a dev mode and all like that. And then I can come along and put my updates up there. People can work on stuff, can download it, can comment on it, and we can start moving forward from that regard.
Great. Okay, so I'll put that on. That's going to be our main thing for this week is
That, yeah,
getting live on GitHub.
yep.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, because I still have some old plugin stuff to get rid of, and it's just mainly active use of the delete key.
so what are the items that are involved in getting live on GitHub?
There'll be first of all an initial cleanup of code. And that'll be not like a fine tooth comb aspect. That will be more of a, I have some dead weight. Remember all the plugins that were in there initially? Right now, I just have them not being loaded. I'm going to pull the code out of there so nobody can get confused or anything like that. Then once I get it up there, I'll start working on the README files with instructions on how people can install and run this from a development mode, and then how to install and run this from a build mode.
Install and run from a dev mode and install and run from a build mode.
Yep.
Okay.
And if I can get there by the end of the week, that will be a very happy place to be.
Okay. So goal is by end of week. Okay. All right. So that's our main thing for this week.
Yep, because then we're building public.
Awesome. Let me just save this. Okay. Let me. So can I can start playing with this now, right?
Yes.
Or is it going to be coming up and down because you're still
Oh,
working on?
it's gonna no, yeah, this is gonna be coming up and down. Yep,
Okay.
guaranteed. I don't even have this as a, I'll call it remote hosting yet. I want to, so I can really play with this from anywhere in the house when I'm not sitting here even. I'm just not there yet because I haven't even done the instructions for the build mode, and that's how I'll build that.
Okay. So I
Yep.
really just get live on Git. That nothing I'm gonna tell you playing
Yeah.
with it is gonna help you get live on GitHub.
Yeah,
So
because even if I find a bug right after when I do the page initialator, if I find a bug right now, I'm just gonna hit, it's gonna hit a list, simply
okay.
because the goal is to get on GitHub for this week, and then we can be building public, and then we can start building and coding and doing whatever.
Okay. So in addition for this week for you and so um I want to shoot my little 5 minute. It's actually 4 minutes, I think. Um uh Actually, maybe we should just do in our next call, just let's get on and just talk about for a whole call. What is this? How do we come up with it? You
Yep.
know, and that'll I think that can actually be the official launch video for now because
Hmm.
I want to have a few like little walkthrough things in the intro video, and so it'll be good if it's like live on GitHub and we've polished up the initial page and all of
Yep.
that before I do that. So why don't we plan for Wednesday if that works for you?
That
and,
works.
and we'll just get on and shoot the shit on what
Yeah.
this is and how we came up with it, and if we love it, or even if it's
Great.
just
Or
if
we redo it.
we can do it again on Friday, right? So so we'll talk Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week.
Okay, that works. Yeah, that's
Sound
why it's like the more I thought about like when we were talking about the intro, and I realized it's like depending on who watches this video, it's like we're almost gearing towards different people in different ways. And like for me, it's like, hey, I don't have to develop an entire application. I can focus on a plugin or a module or a concept, and that's a different appeal. And then if you're, you or Katie or even or Trish, in her office, it's like if they want to use it, they want the it works, and I have this plugin, I have this page, and I'm up and running in seconds.
Yeah, so I think maybe what we'll do then is initially it'll be the video that it's just you and I talking, but once we have that first core interaction, we feel like we have that
Yep.
nailed down. I will do just a little 4 or 5 minute intro that's around that script that I sent you. We can look at that again and make
Yeah.
sure that that's represented what you just said because I agree that's important. Um, uh, and then when we intro, it'll still just be like, this is what we're here doing, making
Yeah.
it easy for you to build, control, and benefit from your own AI system. If this is the first time you're seeing this video, you might want to pause. There's an introduction video. It's 4 minutes on what BrainDrive is in the description section. Click on that, and now on to the technical update, right?
Yep.
Because this is really going to be for the people that are regularly. We want people to be regularly following this.
Yes.
So so yeah, so I think it's important that we keep the intro very short for that reason.
Yeah, and as you noticed, with previous projects, it almost becomes a religion for users when they find that I don't want to call it product, but they find the project.
Yeah,
It's like then it's like, oh wait, I need more. I need more. Wait, why didn't you release today? So it's like if you keep feeding that, it just grows.
right. Agreed. So so great. And yeah, I guess we should just talk briefly at the end of every call if there's anything within the video that we think we would not want to put public.
Yeah.
I think for this one, we
Oh,
just
it's
put it up
yep.
basically. I mean, I'll cut the little like what do we do this weekend part.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we just put it up.
No, that works.
Cool.
I didn't say anything I didn't mean for the world to say.
Yeah. And but I do every video I've posted, I've actually gone back and listened to it
Yeah.
and made sure that there was nothing because we weren't doing that in these calls thinking about it that way, but I cut out anything that was personal in nature.
And this will get practice for we'll call it Friday Live.
What's that?
And this will be practice for Friday Live or whatever day we do like a because Rue does it. I don't know. I probably said this before. They have a in the office type thing, and they
Well,
just do.
I think that's what this call should be. Is we should just go live on
Yeah,
Discord, on YouTube, on Twitter Spaces, like everywhere. And yeah, we should just do it live in the future.
yeah, because like that's just going to grow the appeal. Because especially when people can feel they can communicate with you, that opens the door
A
for a
hundred
lot of
percent.
people.
100%.
Then the developers aren't shut-ins.
Very good. All right. Exciting.
Yep,
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about like, hey, we found this thing, the save page, it works now. Like those things compound, if we list them and knock them out and
yep.
we're
I'm a
just
firm believer, like I said, what I even said before is like when you can express a bug or even anybody found a bug and they see it get fixed promptly, that is magic right there for people.
a
Because
hundred
like
percent.
so that's why it's like for me, I work off lists and we know what we're doing. We're trying to clean up. Hey, if I aim short, I like the initializer. I wanted to walk into this being done, but I was like, pause for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. All good. All righty. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, I am good. I'm gonna get on to this and then hey, GitHub.
Very good. Exciting.
Yep. You have a good day, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.